Hi.
What's up, guys?
Coach, my first question for you is could you just talk about the transition from the first quarter to the second quarter and then the rest of the game on when your team really started to gain more momentum?
I think it started with our momentum plays in the first quarter. I think we were talking about kind of during a media timeout how it was a little flat and we just needed a big play and to start executing. And I think Mia had a huge turnover to get the first goal. And I think it started with those little spark plays to get us going.
Yeah, I think one thing we've been harping on is like offensively, what does our defense need from us? So just taking a second to pause, recognize that it was getting to be a little bit of a track race and adjusting to get back to our game plan.
uh, Building off of that, when you say it heads into a track meet type of game, is the game plan then to try and slow things down, or was the game plan specifically in this game to slow things down and maybe try to be a little bit more methodical against Virginia? What kind of showed you to do that, or kind of inspired the team to do that?
I feel like it inspired us to slow it down a little bit just because me as a midi, we just made a big stop on defense. We wanted the attack to take care of the ball and settle it. So that's a big thing that we talk about every day at practice, just capitalizing on the offensive end.
Yeah, and I don't think it's necessarily even I think it's not game plan. I think it's more game management and we kind of got to get back to game management and the offensive reading what type of stop our defense just made if it was a big save, if it was a shot clock violation, that's our cue that we need to let our middies rest and have a long possession, but I think it's on kind of on the offensive attackers to know game management and when to push fast break and when to slow down.
One more follow up, and then I'll give it back to Emily. Coach, even as you're hearing this, kind of the intelligence level, or the even as you're hearing this game, how do you coach for them to have that type of feel to slow it down, or is this just something that your team has?
I think their experience comes into play and we just have to protect our midfielders. And I think against that type of zone, we just have to look for really clear, easy shots so that we're not sending our midfielders back to play defense. And when Shay plays like that, I mean, she had 15 saves. We have to do our part and play like a little bit of a slow down offense to ensure a really good possession.
And then Coach, could you talk about your team's performance? What did you like and what you saw, and what did you kind of want to touch up going into Friday?
I was happy that we won ground balls. I was unhappy that we had 11 turnovers. I'd like to be under 8. I think that's going to be the requirement to win big. But I was really proud of Shay. She kind of held down the defense. And it was really great to see people like Julia Colarusso come in, Mallory Hasselbeck come in, Elizabeth Kirk come in. I think Avery Hudson's getting her feet under her. And I thought our middies held a lot of composure throughout the game despite the hard opponent.
I think I'm good, Emily. It's your floor if you still got anything.
I just have one more question. So for Rachel, that failed goalie clear turned goal. Could you talk a little bit more about that and just what that felt like? Because that play was insane.
Yeah, I mean that's something we've been working on. So whenever something you've been working hard at practice and it was kind of a situational play and we finally got the look exactly how we wanted it. It's always a huge momentum builder and just feels good to have some hard work pay off.
Perfect. Thank you.